Hello student, today we are going to learn about our first physics lecture, that is about the rotational dynamics. This is the first lesson of our new syllabus, that is rotational dynamics. Before learning this rotational dynamics, we have to recall some things. That is, what is in this chapter we are going to learn about the circular motion and rotational motion. In short, we can say that this chapter is consist of circular motion and rotational motion. First, what is circular motion? What is circular motion? It is the motion of a particle along the circumference of a circle is called circular motion. Suppose if we take an example that sun is rotating about the earth, this is the circular motion. Then what is center of mass? What is center of mass? A point at which whole mass of a body is supposed to be concentrated. That point is called as center of mass. Then what is kinematical equations of motion? That equations we have studied earlier, that are S is equal to ut plus half at square, V is equal to u plus at, V square is equal to u square plus twice as, where S is the displacement, u is initial velocity, V is final velocity, t is time, and a is the acceleration. Then we have to know what is real and pseudo force. In our daily life we are come across various types of forces, out of which we are the real forces and pseudo forces. What is real forces? For real forces, a physical origin, or we can say a origin, is necessary. For example, if I am applying a force on this paper, then this is called real force. What is pseudo force? Pseudo force is nothing but the corrections in the Newton's law in inertial frame. That is, it is the accelerated frame of reference. Then now we are going towards our chapter. That in the introduction we are given that difference between circular motion and rotational motion. Now actually, in circular motion there is a motion of particles in the body. If particles are in motion, then we can say that particles are performing circular motion, and if a body is performing a motion, that motion is the rotational motion. The main difference between circular motion and rotational motion is that for doing rotational motion we need a body, or we can say we need an axis. Here I am taking this rigid body which is having a axis, and it is performing a rotational motion. In short, we can say that particle performs circular motion, and any rigid body can perform a rotational motion. Then we have given difference between revolution and rotation. In everyday life we come across, suppose we take a example, we take a fan. Fan have these blades, and it is attached to an axis. It is performing a rotating in clockwise direction. In this whole example, if we see that these blades are performing a rotation inside this axis, means to perform this rotation axis is necessary. If these blades are performing a rotation, then it is called rotation. And if anything which is situated on the blade, this thing is performing a revolution. In short, to perform revolution axis is necessary, and to perform a revolution axis will not be necessary. Means rotation will be inside the body and revolution is outside the body. Now we are going towards, now our new topic is, what are the characteristics of circular motion? Suppose we have taken here a diagram. A is any point on the circle. A is any point on the circle. It is after some time its displacement will be AB, and it is going to points B. Theta is any point which is, theta is the angle which is made by these 2 points A to B when this point A goes to points B. What are the characteristics? The circular motion is the accelerated motion. What is accelerated motion? In accelerated motion, the direction of velocity changes at every instant. Direction of velocity changes at every instant. Means if when A point is going toward, after some time going towards the B point, every time its direction is changing. Every time its direction is changes, then it is called as accelerated motion. What is periodic motion? In periodic motion, particle repeats its path along the same trajectory. Means when a particle covers AB distance, or we can say when particle covers BC distance, or we can say when particles covers CD distance, then the time which is required to cover this distance is equal. Always when the particle goes from A to B, B to C and C to D, that every time it will have the same time, then we can say that that particular motion is a periodic motion. Understood? It is accelerated motion and it is periodic motion. Then going towards the kinematics of circular motion. In kinematics of circular motion, here we have given a figure in which A is any point. After some time it goes from A to B. Theta is the angle which is made by the A to B. R is the radius vector which is drawn from center of a circle to the position of a particle. S is the displacement, or we can say distance, which is covered from A to B. Now how we define an angle? Angle is denoted by theta. It is called angular displacement and it is the angle which is called as arc upon radius. Here arc is the, we can say, AB, and R is the our small r. Small r is the radius vector. Small r is the radius vector. And radius vector is defined as it is the point from center of a circle to the position of a particle. It is called as radius vector. So we can say that theta is defined as arc upon capital R. Arc is the distance AB and this R is the small r. Theta is equal to S upon R. Means theta is equal to distance upon radius vector. Now there are some quantities which we have to use. That first of all we use angular velocity, which is denoted by omega, and it can be written as omega average is equal to del theta upon del t, and omega instantaneous is equal to d theta upon dt. Means it is rate of change of angular displacement with respect to time. Then angular acceleration, that is denoted by alpha. Alpha instantaneous is d omega upon dt and alpha average is equal to del omega upon del t. Here it can be read at rate of change of angular velocity with respect to time. Then these angular velocities or angular acceleration are analogous to our linear displacement, which is denoted by s. Velocity v is equal to ds upon dt and acceleration alpha is equal to dv upon dt. V is equal to linear rate of change of linear displacement with respect to time, and acceleration is defined as rate of change of linear velocity with respect to time. There is a tangential velocity which is given by vector v is equal to vector omega into vector r. In magnitude, v is equal to omega into r. V is the velocity, linear velocity, omega is the angular velocity and r is the radius. Again, v is the angular velocity, omega is the angular velocity. V is the linear velocity, omega is the angular velocity and r is the radius. Then how the directions of this angular velocity, angular acceleration and angular displacement are described by right hand thumb rule. In this right hand thumb rule, if we curl the finger and stretch our thumb, then this shows that this curl the fingers of right hand along the sense of rotation while the thumbs outstretched. The outstretched thumb then gives the direction of omega. Means this curled fingers of right hand of rotation and we stretch the thumb. This stretch the thumb will denote the directions of omega, alpha and theta. Then T is the period of circular motion and N is the frequency. T is called as period of circular motion and N is the frequency. Frequency is defined as 1 upon T. T is the period. Omega is equal to 2 pi N. N is our 1 upon T. We can also write as 2 pi upon T. So omega can also be defined as 2 pi upon T. And this formula, omega is equal to 2 pi upon T, can be used while solving the problems. So all this about in this lecture we have studied about some, we recall some topics, that is what is circular motion, center of mass, kinematical equations, then what are forces, and in the introduction we have studied, and main part is the characteristics of circular motion and what are the kinematics which are used in the circular motion. So, and what is the right hand rule, or we can, what is right hand rule? This rule can be asked for 1 mark question. In the next lecture we will study about the what are the types of circular motion and centripetal force and centrifugal force. So read it, watch it carefully, and if you have any problem ask me. Thank you.